We went to Tennessee. So my husband doesn't sit still very well. And this whole COVID thing with sitting still, having to be, socially distanced and stuff drives him crazy. So he said, let's go somewhere. And we looked at San Diego because we thought we could go see family, but San Diego is really bad with the COVID. And we probably wouldn't be able to see a lot of our family if we went. So then we looked at a couple of other places. I said, I want warmth and surfing. So we considered internationally, but that didn't work. Thought about Hawaii, but then we were afraid that we wouldn't be able to get onto the island or get off due to COVID. So we decided on Tennessee. And here we are. We had a flight taken off Christmas morning. Does anybody know what happened Christmas morning in Nashville, Tennessee? Chat it up. Talk to me. Anyone? Anybody hear about it? 6:30 in the morning, a man drove his RV downtown with a bomb in it, and it went off in front of the AT&T building. Yes, Bailey, good job. And it affected AT&T services and a lot of other things. So here we are. We're getting off the plane. Okay, we found out about it on the plane. And we got to get a rental car, and we think, okay, let's just go find out where the hotel is first. As we're going through all of the news reports, like, is it safe? Are we okay to be here? Do we need to head out of town? All those stuff, right? So we're following MapQuest, and MapQuest takes us to an exit downtown 2nd Street. We get off the freeway and right there find ourselves facing one of the cop cars with his lights on and, it blocking off the street. I'm like, okay. And so I'm like, Casey, I think we're taking a detour to our hotel. And I hope our hotel isn't within the blocked off section of downtown right now. So it wasn't, thank goodness. But I will tell you, that day we got out of town. We didn't stay in Nashville. We went to a town called Franklin. It's about a half hour away. Cute Hallmark storybook town, Civil War history, all of that was really neat. I will tell you, it was just weird and eerie knowing that there was a bomb, and it being Christmas Day, nobody was out. COVID, that much more, nobody was out. I was even afraid we weren't going to be able to find a place to eat dinner. I was thinking we're going to have to go to a gas station and get a hot dog for dinner, right? Or a TV dinner. When we finally found a pizza place that was open, it couldn't even take credit card because their systems were down due to the bombing affecting all of the lines. Okay. And this went on for a few days. So the next morning we got up and decided to leave Nashville because we thought, well, it's not safe right now. Let's just get out. And as we were leaving Nashville, so you have downtown, you have a river, and then on the other side, you have the football stadium. So Sean was like, well, I just want to see the football stadium. So we drove over there, and the FBI was on that side of the river with their drones and doing all their research, making sure everything was safe, investigating, right? And it was really kind of cool to see because I don't know, you don't see the FBI out there every day, right? And so we got out of the car and we kind of wanted to just walk down to the boardwalk. My husband was so funny. He was like, oh, what if they think we're spies or something? What about this and that? And I'm like, Casey, if they thought we were spies or something, they probably already tapped into our phones. So we took our family pictures and shot in front of the stadium, and then we were like, all right, let's get out. So we started to head toward Knoxville. And we ended up at Dollywood and the Smoky Mountains, and it was just fun. Every night the boys ended up having a wrestling match in the hotel room. One night they ended up, Blake started doing somersaults over me, which Sean then decided to participate and gave me a dead leg. So to say the least, the quality time is always the best part. So we did go back to Nashville last night, and by then the city had been proclaimed safe. I will tell you though, as we drove outside of Nashville, we were even like an hour and a half outside of Nashville, and there were gas stations and all kinds of companies whose systems were down that far out due to the bombing. So it affected an area much larger than just the bombing site. So the last day we went back to Nashville, and we were able to go down Broadway where all of the music and restaurants are, because those were closed. The whole street was blocked off and closed after the bombing, because it was just literally around the corner. So, and when we went back a week later, that part of the street was still blocked off, but it really didn't affect Broadway, which is where you find all those restaurants, if anyone's ever been there. So it was really cool. So you guys, that is my winter break. And now I want you guys to share yours with me.